Alright guys, I kind of forgot to set this precedent on this channel. Now y'all know that this is the principle on our other fantasy channels where I know there are a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people with podcasts that they kind of get their feelings hurt whenever you go down and you criticize them, whenever you go and say that they're stupid for saying something. I'm the exact opposite. There is nothing I like to see more than y'all going down to the comment section and you going, "Hey Mason, I like you, but you were wrong with this, and here's why." Because a lot of times when y'all say that, I don't just brush it off. I look into it, I go, okay, am I wrong here? Is this something we need to reevaluate? And like I've said multiple times before on this channel, I mean, fantasy baseball is not my specialty. So this is the number one spot where I need your criticism. Because maybe I say something wrong, maybe my thought process doesn't necessarily line up. And if you give your opinion down in the comment section below, A, it gives me an opportunity to reflect and try to understand what I got wrong. And B, it gives an opportunity for other people watching this video to go and read your opinion and see if they think that they line up more with you or myself. But that's it. I just wanted to make sure y'all are going down there and giving me some just feedback. I don't care if it's nice, preferably it's mean, down there in the comments section. While you're down there, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a ton. And let's dive into this video where we are going to be talking about hitters in drafts that we are going to be targeting because we perceive them to have high floors. And our first hitter is going to be someone that Aaron told y'all way back that he wanted to be targeting at the shortstop position. And this is going to be Xander Bogert. Okay, so right now Xander is going as the 7th shortstop off the board with the latest average draft position data we have. And this is the 30th pick overall, so it's right in the middle of round 3. I mean, you're never really going to have a chance to get him in round 4 unless you're playing in a 10-team league, unless your league maybe skews a little bit pitcher early at the very beginning. But he's going in a range where, I mean, according to ADP, he is going right behind Kyle Tucker, someone that we just talked about having a ton of risk. So I don't understand the difference here. I don't understand why people are deciding to go with Kyle Tucker over Xander Bogaerts. Now, if you know, if I am overlooking something, please, like I said, go down to the comment section and let me know what I am missing here, because we're looking at Xander and go, you know what? I mean, he has given us season after season after season of consistent high-end performances. And if we just go to his projections in 2021, and we are going to be taking these projections from Fantasy Pros because I am not nearly smart enough with fantasy baseball to make my own projections. They have him projected to see 569 at-bats with a 292 average, a 506 slugging, and 9 stolen bases. Now, if we go and see his most recent seasons where we had a full sample to try to determine if this lines up or not, because I don't know how many times I have said this, but we are not going to be looking at 2020 for the majority of these 2021 projections because 2020 was an incredibly weird season. It was a small sample, so I would rather focus in here on 2019 and 2018, where in 2018 we had over 500 at-bats, and in 2019 we had over 600 at-bats. And in 2018, he provided you a 288 average, a 522 slugging, and 8 stolen bases. And in 2019, he had a 309 average and a 555 slugging. And remember, this is with 615 at-bats, so this is a large sample. This is not some random thing that you shouldn't expect to repeat. And then we go, okay, so he's going mid-round 3 right now. And right now, the projections by Fantasy Pros, in my opinion at least, are extremely conservative. I mean, they have him at a 506 slugging, where we've seen him 2019, a 555, 2018, 522. So I think that he's going to come with a little bit more power than most people, at least most people on Fantasy Pros, are projecting him to be. So let me know what I'm missing here. Why would anybody ever take Kyle Tucker ahead of Xander Bogaerts? That's something that, from the numbers, I don't understand. All right, so now let's get our next player up here. Someone else that we've talked about being a draft day target before. And this is going to be Corey Seager, who right now is going at the very end of the 3rd round. A lot of times you're getting him at the beginning of the 4th, with his ADP being 35 overall. And he's going right after Bogert as the 8th shortstop off the board. But obviously, let's address the fact that one of the main reasons you want to be drafting Corey Seager is he's playing on the Dodgers. We know that when you are targeting those players in lineups that should see a significant amount of runs, a few things are going to happen here. One, we know that Corey Seager's going to average more at-bats than a lot of other players that are playing on subpar teams. Two, Corey Seager is going to see more runners on base when he goes up to the plate, so the potential for RBIs is going to be higher. And three, when he gets on base, because he's going to have better hitters behind him in the lineup, he's going to have an increased opportunity to score. But let's go through right now. Let's see where his projections are in 2021, where they're projecting him to have 556 at-bats, a 291 average, a 515 slugging. The one problem here with Corey Seager is he's not going to really give you any stolen bases. And we know that's something that in those 5x5 rotisserie leagues, yes, it's important, but still, I mean, it's not going to be everything. In some formats, maybe you're looking to just punt stolen bases. So this would be a nice shortstop to have on a squad like that. And then you go, okay, let's go back and let's look at the last 2 seasons where we've had full samples of what Corey Seager was able to do. Now, no, we're not going to use 2020. It was a small sample. And in 2018, we really didn't have a large sample either. So our last 2 years to look at are going to be 2019 and 2017, where in 2019, he had a 489 at-bats, 272 average, and a 483 slugging percentage, where I know that's not fantastic. I understand that's not great, but even in a lineup that's as good as the Los Angeles Dodgers, this should be providing him with a decent amount of RBIs as well as runs scored. Then you go to 2017, and here's the year where you go, okay, can we get back to this, where he had a 295 average with 539 at-bats, a 479 slugging, and a 365 on-base percentage. So if he can match these numbers with the elite lineup that is the Dodgers, I think that would be fantastic. And right now, Fantasy Pros, because Corey Seager is just now entering his prime, because he's still a very young player, they are projecting him to develop. They're projecting him to be able to bump his slugging up to 515. And we know if you are going to have a 515 slugging, regardless of where you are hitting in the lineup, that's going to be a good number in terms of what you can expect in RBIs when you're playing on the Dodgers. All right, so now let's go to our last player we are going to be talking about, and this is another guy that we talked about before, being someone you want to target in your drafts. It's going to be Anthony Rendon, who right now is the 42nd player off the board according to average draft position data, so he's going pretty much in the middle of round 4, and we know the third base position is one that's hard to come by. I mean, it's not necessarily going to be a position where you can go, okay, there are solid options throughout the entire draft. He's the 5th third baseman going off the board. And if we go through, his 2021 projections are looking very, very nice, where he's averaging a 295 batting average, a 518 slugging, a 379 on base percentage with 545 at-bats. And if we go back and let's go, okay, let's see the last large sample that we have from Anthony Rendon. Let's not look at 2020. Let's look at the last full year that we had, which was 2019, where he had a 319 average, a 412 on base percentage, and close to a 600 slugging. So we go, okay, I mean, these 2021 projections already have him being a player that is definitely worth that 4th round selection. But what if he goes past those 2021 projections? What if he comes closer to what he was able to provide you in his last full year? And if that's the case, he is just going to be a smash. Now, thank you guys. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I really hope y'all got something from it. Now, please go down to the comment section. If you did not agree with something I said, if you think I'm stupid, let me know and let me know why. And yeah, that's it. I'll see y'all with the video tomorrow.